Natural, funky. Oh, new racers everywhere. DRL, Wolfsburg, they're new. Tony and Paradise, I don't recognize them. Johnny Damon is going to be quick compared to this grid. Have you been following the Pro Tier at all?
Yeah, I'm pretty familiar with the Pro Tier, yeah.
Okay, cool. Merck and Cola having a battle.
So, sprint race, 36 laps.
Yeah, and the sprint race will be... Oh, and we're probably not going to have a formation lap. So it's going to be, as soon as we kick over, it's going to be race time.
Yes.
Like no build up at all.
That's correct. And
are we live or?
Yeah, absolutely. Yet? We're live.
Oh, we're live and kicking right now. Well, let's get this thing started up, I guess. Hello, race fans. Dresden here. It's time for a race with Pro Tier. We're finally back with Pro Tier. I am excited to be here. It's not trackside with me tonight. It is Reimer. And actually, I was just checking to see if we're going to get to see trackside on track. We are. All right. So that'll be fun. With me in the commentary box is Reimer. How are you doing tonight, bud?
Doing good, boys. Let's go!
Reimer's ready to commentate. I'm actually really glad to be back. I missed watching Pro Tier, and especially because, as we've said before, the okay, yeah. So as we've said before, the top from this season will be joining the Elite Tier. So because Pro Tier will have an effect on my favorite grid, it's like watching F2 for F1. You want to see what drivers are coming up. You know what I mean?
That's it. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. So and the Pro Tier guys, there's a lot going on. So we're going straight in. It's going to be the redemption sprint, which means back to front in terms of point order, except for Johnny Damon, who only has 2 races, and there is a rule where you have to have at least 3. So Johnny Damon will start in the back, which I think is appropriate because he's really, really fast.
No, I'm glad you caught that because he's really, really fast. And
he's like,
I want to see some action tonight.
Yes, exactly. I kind of want to move his, I guess his partner in crime, or there's another guy who's new, DRL, but I don't see him on grid tonight. Oh,
he's
yes,
in.
There he is. DRL Racer. So so he's in, but he'll be starting from his normal spot according to his points. But those 2 guys have been moving up, even though they've been in Pro Tier for only 3 races, because they are excessively quick as we kind of settle things in for Pro Tier.
Now, don't forget about the secret lethal weapon in tonight's grid.
What's that?
And that is your fellow commentator in the Elite Tier, Trackside.
I have not gotten to watch Trackside race very much. I'm kind of excited to get to know his driving style. I'll try to be, I try to be unbiased, right? I gotta root for everybody the same, though. Though let's go Trackside. I'm hoping for a podium or something big. That'll be fun to talk.
Now, do you know what car he's in tonight?
Oh, I want to say Alpha. I checked, but I forgot. I didn't write it down. Yeah, there's there's just a lot of names on the grid. So I'm hoping that we can do this fairly regularly, Ryan. Right? I want to get back into the Pro Tier grid, but it takes some time to get used to people since there's so many new people here.
Well, that depends on if your McLaren keeps on beating my Mercedes.
The McLaren's looking good lately. And man, this grid also, McLaren is winning the constructors, which I'm pretty happy about. Copa and the Natural doing a good job there, bringing home points. And while we have time, we don't have much because as soon as we're going to go straight into racing here very, very quickly. But Copa and Merck up there at the front, 131 points from Merck and 101 for Copa. Except for the really fast guys coming up, I think Merck and Coma are going to be battling out towards the end of the season for that final spot that gets to go to Pro Tier. But to me, that's what it seems like, given the way points have shaken out the last 3 races.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, no argument there. Obviously, Shashir's points don't count for anybody that's not familiar with the rules, as he is an advocate for the league and a wonderful racer.
So he's going to stay in Pro Tier even if he were to finish in the top 3?
Absolutely. So even if Shashir finished P3, I believe Dutch Verstappen has the upgrade.
I see.
Yeah, that goes for him and Bongan as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
they do a phenomenal job running both tiers. You know, they help out a lot in both tiers. And
the way it's shaking out, you've got to think the Johnny Damon, who I've seen in the Elite, he's very, very fast. And it looks like DRL Racer X, his German buddy there, also taking home victories. Oh, here we go. We're 1, 2, 3. It's the redemption in Brazil. I'm going to be action 4 to start on the Red Bull here. George Mazda, very slow off the line, just completely bogged down of a lot of people getting past. He slips back even further. Oh, and now catches a little bit of a bump on the inside of turn 1. Falls back into 6, and we've got a caution through sector 1. Let's get that information up here.
And Paradise with the drive-through penalty jumping the line.
Oh, wow. Drive-through off the bat for Ferrari. That's going to ruin his day. Trackside seems to be in good position. He's looking, actually, let's go action 2. Trackside is, oh, there goes Paradise wide. Rejoins a bit aggressively, taps Trackside. No harm, no foul. Looks like Trackside makes it through okay. But Paradise now slipping back. Rough. It just got a little wide there, around turn 9. And joined the track a bit aggressively and caught Trackside inside. Okay, so let's take stock of where we're at. Trackside leads. It's Abdul Rahman Far. Inside DRS, a little bit further back is Tarzan. DeBoonster follows him. And then comes George Mazda guy and the Natural. Good starts from Tony Letta, PR. Up 9 in the Ferrari. Merck is up 5. Johnny Damon up 4 as well.
Now,
they're off the races. Trackside and Abdul kind of building a gap on Tarzan here 2 laps in.
What do we got going on for tires here, Urban? Trackside on the mediums.
Trackside mediums, Tarzan, Abdul, softs. Pretty, it's kind of a rainbow everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, Brazil being a short lap, softs, not a problem.
And you would think, but the sprints that Trackside and I have been covering, it feels like the softs have had a hard time going the distance, falling off there towards the end of the sprint races.
Absolutely, yeah. Oh, what a wonderful exit from Tony in the Ferrari. He's coming on the natural here.
Okay, Action 7.
I've never seen that name before in the Ferrari.
Yeah, I think he may be new. There's a lot of new names on the grid. Definitely a lot for me to get used to. We're watching Tony Letta in the Ferrari attack Natural's McLaren. And looking like he's going to...
Wow, on the inside, beautiful.
Yeah, a nice little switch and an unconventional pass. And Letta is through. A nice drive there for the Ferrari. All right, let's get. Where are you, Interval? Thank you. Let's find another battle. Let's go Action 8. Merc is chasing Natural now as well. Very close. Up ahead, the Boonster and Mazda guy have traded places twice. Again, trading places. They head into turn 1. I am back with Merc, Action 8. He's on the medium, he's got soft ahead, but Natural feels a little uncomfortable. And Merc is the current championship points leader here in Pro Series.
Good on the brakes is Merc. Very good on the brakes.
Oh man, just peeking his... Oh, there's somebody rejoining Trump, an Alfa Romeo, looks like the Boonster, struggling around turn 6, losing a lot of places there. Was ghosted as he rejoined, but a little rough. Merc does feel very quick. This is the important turn right here, turn 12. Just need the right exit from Merc. DRS will be available. It's tucked underneath. I think he's got it. Gonna need to spin down the inside on the brakes. Got the apex, but fighting back is the Natural, but around 2, much quicker apex speed. Merc is through. Now the battle will take place into 4. Still got a nose in, but it is Merc ahead before 4. That pass is done.
Nice hard driving from Merc.
Yeah, got a nice work there. And meanwhile, while that was going on, Tony Letta's Ferrari is through Mazda guy.
Yeah, no doubt that guy's got some pace tonight, that's for sure. He's got a setup for Brazil. DRL Racer making a move. Wow, he's putting the pressure on the Natural here.
Yeah, unfortunately for Natural, he's got DRL and Johnny Damon behind him.
Quite a train.
9. Yeah, he's going to have his hands full, and we're going to be featuring the McLaren getting a couple more passes here sooner rather than later. In this mix is Shachir's Mercedes as well.
Absolutely.
Oh, inside goes Johnny Damon.
Beautiful.
On DRL,
Oh my goodness.
and there
Whoa.
goes. Oh no, contact. DRL turns in on Johnny. And the Alpine is switched around, but man, Shashir's exit. They were 3 wide down the start-finish straight.
I don't blame any of those guys. They all had beautiful exits out of there.
Yeah,
I mean, I thought the respect was there. It just got so tight.
Yeah, Shashir looking like he was going to just blast through the middle there. And this is tough for Damon because that spin halfway through the sprint is going to determine his start place for the 50% race, so he's got work to do. Let's find more action. Action 3, it's Tarzan and Abdul fighting as we head into 12. Oh man, they're quite close to each other. The Haas does seem to have the power down. Abdul will follow down the straight. Tarzan heads towards Flapple. action 8 as DRL finally works his way past the natural. So that collision was DRL and Johnny Damon, and I feel like maybe Johnny was just late on the brake, missed the apex, and the turn in from DRL just made contact with turn 1. And here's the I'm sorry, here's Ccrl and the natural fighting. In 4, Ccrl falls back again. Let's go up action 4. Abdul now has his hands full. I'm sorry, it was Tarzan has his hands full. As Abdul and Johnny Letta find their way through very quickly. Oh, and now action 3, Letta with the better exit, and Abdul will have to just watch the Ferrari get by. I think, no, it's Abdul with, no, neither one of them has a PRS? Neither one of them has a flap open, that's true.
Yeah, quite interesting there. You know, I get that a lot myself, actually.
It just doesn't activate.
Wonderful, wonderful battles tonight. Great job, Pro Tier. Let's go. Let's go. Like,
Brazil,
damn.
Brazil must be the best place to have a weekend.
Such a fun track, though, right?
Yeah, it's a great track. Oh, on the inside of 6. Thinking about it.
Risky. I mean, the Alpine wasn't playing very nice there, you know. He's like, don't come and play over here, yeah?
Yeah, did not cut that off, but man, 6 is just not a... Oh, right,
my
missing
gosh.
the apex, and Letta has the run on him as we come around 11. Fighting in 12, little contact there, a bit of a shove, but he does fall back.
Uh-oh.
Oh, did he ended up getting knocked off a little bit?
Yeah, we got a reset on track there, I believe, actually.
Naughty boy from Abdul getting punished on track now as George Mazda finds his way through. Letta's quick.
Oh, and a bump from DRL Racer to Mazda guy. Oh, Mazda guy.
DRL may be finding himself in front of the stewards this week. So let's take stock of the races. 9 laps left of 12. I'm sorry, it's lap 9 of 12. 3 laps remaining. Trackside has built a lead since the beginning of this race. He's 12 seconds ahead.
The secret weapon. The secret weapon has come out.
Yeah, very secret. My first race calling for trackside, gonna be a victory.
We got a
little bit of.
Got a wonderful battle with Dutch Verstappen and Johnny Damon, the newcomer.
Oh, Damon looks like Damon finding his way through there. He's got Ccrl.
And a spin. Merc, overtake on Tarzan. Here we go.
Pretty good move into turn 1. Haas shouldn't be fighting each other.
Look at those constructors' points in the sprint. Not bad.
Yeah, not bad. Trackside gonna take home the lion's share, it looks like. And man, the mediums, it's 1, 2, 3, all mediums. I wonder how Ccrl is going to do here the last 2 laps. Makes that. So it doesn't look like Tony's got the time. In fact, Trackside seems to have pace on him. 12.8. Trackside has extended that gap. Though it wouldn't surprise me if Tony has taken his foot off the gas just a little bit. Let's go action 6. DRL will now attempt to get a pass done on Abdul for 5th place. Oh, a couple of late penalties here as DRL will have the pass done before we get into turn 1. Let's take a look at these penalties real quick. Both Haas's have 3 seconds. And Abdul just picked up one, so DRL is going to benefit, especially if he can climb to Tarzan here in the last bit. He's almost passed both Haas's. DRL for a podium, given those penalties.
And Tony Lena up 14 positions.
Yeah, but stellar drive from the Ferrari.
And Merck up 11.
So he's going to slip back one because DRL is definitely inside that time penalty range now. Let's go action 5. I think we'll get another pass on track here. It is the penultimate lap, trackside, about to start the final lap. Has a big lead over the field, just took advantage of first place and never let go. There goes DRL. Oh, still on the inside. No, deep on the brakes as DRL has the pass done. Go action 11 maybe? Yeah. Bongit and the Boonster fighting into one. Bongit still alongside as we come around two. A good line, though, left the track just momentarily. Did Bongit, but well ahead as we come around 3.
Great driving there.
Here, final lap. Let's just go up and watch trackside as he comes across the finish. The Alfa Romeo making it look easy here in Brazil, and we'll get pole to start the 50% here. So really off to a good start here is trackside.
Boom, coming for that championship. Watch out!
Late start.
Watch out!
And look here on track, Merck does get the pass on Tony Letta right there at the end, but penalties dropping back, and Merck able to squeeze a full 3 seconds ahead of DRL to hold on to that podium. So nice job, Merck, those final 2 laps. DRL and Johnny Damon, both the newcomers to the grid who have been powerhouses lately, up a bunch of places from the back into 4th and 5th. Shashir 6th, Tarzan grabs 7th, 8th place goes to Abdul. Dutch Verstappen will grab 9th, and it's natural in the McLaren 10th place.
That's great sprint. That was fantastic.
A couple of really good battles there.
Thank goodness Brazil's got 35 laps.
Yeah, you know what I don't want? I feel like the last few Brazils I've watched here have been rained out, and Brazil really does turn into kind of it's just a procession, like a parade when it's too wet, I think. I just want a dry Brazil is what I'm trying to say. Man. So good. Nice one from trackside, though. Now he is going to have significantly more powerful drivers just behind him. So more work for the Alfa Romeo to take 2 victories here today.
Ding, 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 ding. That's what's going to make tonight great. Yeah, fantastic. I mean, all the battlers seem fairly clean. I mean, there's going to be a few incidents that are going to carry to the main race, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So
you never see anything really like outrageously dirty. Not, at least I shouldn't say never.
I agree.
You don't see it very often.
I agree.
There are some racers who I think it's fair to say they dislike being passed, more than other racers do. Less polite, I mean. So I got a question for you. Is there a story behind this pink cement mixer truck in your Discord profile?
Yeah, so I'm a cement finisher foreman by
No
trade.
kidding.
That's my living, and you know, we're in a small town, but we pour a lot of concrete, and
Yeah.
and we went out of town one time and had this beautiful brand new painted truck that showed up supporting breast cancer, and
Oh, no kidding.
it was a pump job, so we had the boom in the back, and this truck showed up, and just a good memory. Out of town, you know, hotel in it, good times.
Well, that's neat. I enjoy that. I mean, for a vehicle that you would not expect to be pink. You know,
Absolutely.
cement mixer truck is probably top of that list.
Yeah, but
Maybe a tank.
you know, I didn't think of it like that, because I've
Yeah.
known some women in cement mixers that drive better than some drunks.
Believe it. So predictions here. What do you think? Who do you think takes victory?
I'll tell you what. Once I see the names on the board, I'll let you know.
Okay. I would be like I want to support Trackside, but he's gonna have his hands full, right? He made it look easy here in this first race, but now a lot of these other racers make their way through the grids are very strong. He's definitely gonna have a challenge to do back to back, I think.
Yes, definitely. I know quite a few of the drivers in the pro tier, and a lot of them do show consistency. So
Yeah.
if he has improved on it, from my knowledge, then we're going to have a race on our hands.
Trackside, you mean?
Trackside, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, he does have great pace, and I'm thinking it's a tire thing, because his will come off a few laps earlier than mine. I'm thinking it's a tire setup.
You've had the opportunity to race against Trackside a few times. You probably practice too, right?
Practice sessions and mostly practice sessions. And the guy, he can go toe to toe with me all day.
That's cool. Well, then it will be exciting. Oh, here we go. It's 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Wow, it's the 50% race for Pro Tier. A good start for a Haas driver. Merck trying to fight his way through, though it will be Trackside. He does take the lead, still side by side. It's a Ferrari and Merck, and now the Ferrari leaves the track, and DRL takes advantage of him, falling back. And we'll have to worry about Johnny Damon into turn 4 again, getting past Ferrari. Looking like Hamilton's start there in Hungary, losing 4 places.
We're getting a few track limits too right off the bat here.
Oh yeah, definitely that Ferrari had some trouble around turn 2, it looked like. So away, it's Trackside from Merck, from DRL, from Johnny Damon. Tony Letta rounds out the top 5. Got no separation anywhere. Let's go action 8. Tarzan is very much on top of the gearbox of Shashir, who appears to be ghosted. Did Shashir... I think he disconnected. Yeah, that's a disconnect from Shashir, and taking advantage. Tarzan is through, and Shashir just going to fall back. So let's head back up. Go action 2. Merck is points championship leader here in Pro Tier. Is chasing down Trackside, who won convincingly in the sprint. He's got DRL Johnny Damon behind.
Pretty clean so far. I like it.
Pretty clean. clean. We've got one Aston Martin having to make an early pit stop. But otherwise, looks like everybody's through. No big incidents. Oh, trackside's pace does look solid. Let's go. And actually, trackside Merc do appear to be building a little bit of a gap back to DRL. Let's take a look at tires. We haven't done that yet. Oh, trackside on the softs to start. Really wanted to hold on to first place there. And that makes a lot of sense. I like that call from trackside. Holds on to first. But now he's going to be a little strategically disadvantaged, but won't have to deal with the speed spread. So Merc actually keeping up here on these mediums says a lot about his thing.
Quite a few hard tire compound starters, Trez.
Yeah.
Interesting, and no safety cars, and we're getting some gaps starting to build. It's looking good.
Yeah, it definitely looks like we've got an interesting race on our hands right now. Oh, now going down the start-finish straight, it's Dutch Verstappen in the Red Bull getting a pass done.
Johnny Damon looks ghosted.
Oh, it indeed is.
That's a shame. What a shame.
Yeah, I hope he gets back in.
Come on, get back in.
Yeah, Shashir made it back in.
Oh, it happened.
Johnny Damon is ghosted.
Urban, it happened to me last week. And we got Merc putting the pressure on trackside now.
Yeah,
it happened to me last week, Urban. It kicked me out. Then I had to rejoin. Thank goodness there was a safety car. A double safety car.
Safety cars can be a real blessing sometimes, that's for sure. Merc is giving trackside all he can handle. He's very much tucked underneath as we head around turn 12. Oh man, he's got overtake running, DRS open. I think he's got it here. Switches to the inside. Merc's gonna have a dive. He's ahead into turn 1. Deep send from the Alfa Romeo, fighting back. Yeah, absolutely fighting back. Was trackside. Here goes now going directly. Defensive is the Mercedes. I think trackside gonna find a way to get back ahead. Holds on around 4. We're still side by side round 5, but quick.
Let's
5
go.
Is Merc, and now giving it up is trackside before turn 6. Just the smart move from the Alfa Romeo, I think.
Now trackside on the softs. Can he stay in the DRS for a while?
Yeah, he's got to. He needs. Merc definitely has the pace. So trackside needs to get as much boost as he can here to fend off still very strong drivers behind. Did Johnny make it back in his car?
Now, a guy I've been keeping my eye on is Tony in the Ferrari. He's been making moves.
Yeah, let's go action 6, because this should be a pretty decent fight here. Tony showed pace, and Johnny has pace as well.
But Tony down 4. Down 4 positions.
Yeah, had that rough start. Getting pushed off around turn 2 and has been fighting his way back up. Going to get another shot of DRS here. Can he make a move into turn 4? Very fast is Johnny out of those exits. Does not look like we'll follow. I'm happy to sit here. Action 6. I think this is the fight we need to be watching right now. Trackside slipping back out of DRS range ever so slowly, but those two have a decent... Oh no, we've got a problem. Who is it?
Just a slight spin. He's back on the road.
Ferrari?
It was.
Okay. I thought I was watching Trackside's dot.
Yeah, Paradise
Right,
having a rough one tonight.
Color.
He's I remember having he was in the points one race. He's just having a rough one tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a long learning journey.
Absolutely.
Right? And man, everybody who's fast was once slow. So if you're still slow, don't feel bad. Trackside back inside DRS range, really fighting hard to stay connected to that Haas ahead of him.
And Johnny Damon up on Dutch Verstappen. Nice clean race in there.
Yeah, getting that place back. He lost while his AI was driving the car. Where did Tony go? So now let's go action 6, because Tony now fights with Dutch. Oh no, Dutch just loses. The back end just completely let go around turn 8.
Ah, what a shame.
Yeah.
What a shame. Steady race from him tonight.
Yeah, something else is happening. Johnny Damon's into 3rd. DRL must have had some kind of incident.
And we got 3SC coming, Drez.
Oh,
now, if you're on the medium tire, now would be the time to pit for the hards. I'd take the risk.
Oh man, what a long stint though.
It is. But if,
now we have the Reimer one. Now, when you go those long stints, you try driving a little slower.
Now, a thing a lot of people forget about Dresden is how many laps you do under the safety car just cruising around Sunday driving.
Yeah. Yeah, it adds a lot of time. Or adds a lot of life to the
you gotta hit up those practice sessions, and you gotta run those practice sessions, because that's where you find out the wear and race trim.
So we did get a lot of pit stops. The second half of the grid throwing on hards, and man, they may be in really good shape if they can extend this all the way to the end. Let's go head back up action 2. Action 1 and 2. Just want to see what they decided to do. Unfortunately.
Quite a battle here for no delta right now, so everybody should be pushing.
Yeah, everybody should. Yeah, fast virtual safety cars.
I mean,
Trackside had a really excellent end, and now is alongside Merck and ahead.
Yeah, Merck just taking it easy, and Trackside taking advantage.
Yeah, Merck not the best restart. Trackside on the ball there.
Did they pit?
No, they did not pit.
Oh, what a shame. What a shame. Like this really look at
on softs, right? I think he really would have benefited. But they missed it because they were already past the entry. I see. Yeah. Now,
if people in the back of the grid can keep it consistent, I think they have a great shot at this.
Well, they probably gained 5-6 seconds, maybe as many as 9 in that BSC.
But you know what's been common a lot? If they're running their tire pressures too high, you're gonna get tire failure. Like, I mean, what are we talking? 10, 20, 30, 26 laps. Now Trackside into the pit. Interesting. Well, 10 laps soft. He's got to come in. What a shame for him on that BSC.
Yeah, just missing it would have been perfect timing for him. So we expect, Trackside into the pits and onto the hard compound. Now we just wait for the medium runners to decide when they're ready to switch over.
Dresden. Do we still have Another pit coming even for the hard tire runners.
The 26 laps is gonna feel long. I'm
Like
waiting
for
to see
me,
how long.
for me right now, like if it was me racing, I would think of that as being a risk to go to the end. Unless there's another safety car.
Yeah, because the safety car, like you said, would extend the life a little bit. Probably enough to cover the end. But this full racing speed this whole time, and it's going to be like the end of that, the sprint it was the 25%er we watched this weekend, where we thought those inters were going to go all the way, and we had like 6 punctures.
So we got all the medium runners stayed out. A couple came in for new.
Yeah.
And the whole back of the grid is going to the end. Interesting.
Yeah, and let's go action too, because Johnny Damon and Merck having a really good battle up here. Pass getting done into turn 4. Johnny Damon taking over the lead of this race. And these are important laps here because they need to be putting in faster race or lap times than trackside on his fresh hards, if they can. Though I hope they don't, because I would like to see battling towards the end. We've got another virtual safety car and looks like a Ferrari struggling down the start-finish straight.
Now what a lifeline to all the medium runners right now, Urban. What a lifeline.
No, Johnny Damon not electing to pit, neither does Merck.
Wow.
Yale also stays out, the natural now around. What will he do?
Interesting calls.
Yeah, that seems a bit. I mean, those mediums they've got to be near them.
Well, I mean, by the time the VSC ends, there's probably only another 16 laps to 20 laps on that.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Well, I mean, the first VSC felt like it was less than 1 lap long.
I'm surprised they didn't pop in for that free one.
Yeah, that one happened with them having plenty of time. Like Johnny Damon, he pulled into the pit lane and then decided against it. And so he definitely had time to make the decision. Some more penalties popping in. I saw 2 drive-thrus under the last VSC. So we are live again. Johnny Damon leads this race. And again, Merck, under the safety car, I feel losing a lot of time. Merck execution in the safety car, maybe leaving something to be desired there. I think he lost a full second to Johnny Damon when it should be neutral delta. Trackside feels like he's very much inside the pit window of everybody who's ahead of him. Right? Like the pit window has to be something like 22 seconds, 23. I don't know how long it is here, but it's got to be really long. I feel like Brazil's got a really long pit, like pit lock time.
I agree with you there.
Because you gotta drive through the exits of the pit for a very long time before you're actually back on the track.
And it's also one of the most dangerous exits, I find.
Oh yeah?
Because you're exiting on hard tires and every thousandth of a second is crucial. And you got nothing but walls on the edge of you.
Yeah, that's true. The walls are very close in there on that exit. I'm action 3 right now. I'm watching Merck battle BRL. So this 1, 2, 3, this feels like, as we if we stick with this for the rest of the season, this 1, 2, 3, I think, is going to be looking very close. Johnny Damon, followed by DRL, followed by Murph.
But it can all change yet. Don't forget, these guys haven't made a pit stop.
Yeah, so that's true. And Johnny Damon, DRL, and Merck must pit, and I'm watching trackside right now. Within 14 and a half seconds, he's gaining time on Merck ahead, so those mediums must be near the end of their lifespan.
Yeah, I agree.
However, so here's the thing though, the mediums being ready to go at 13 makes me feel very worried for the guys who got to take hard for 26.
It also makes me worried about the hards. Now, if I was any hard runner right now with under 6 laps, I'd be just cruising. Just run a steady, consistent lap. Don't battle. Don't kill your tires. You're going to the end. And hopefully you set your tire pressures very low.
Trying to extend the length of those tires as much as possible. Crucial.
That's
for
key.
Those guys on there. Yeah. So we do have a special interview lined up. Are we about ready for that?
Yeah. Take it away on an action, and I'll go get the special guest.
Yeah. So watching Action 3 here, we'll watch from there. It's DRL. Has been doing a good job fending off Merck. But Johnny, man, he definitely seems to be pulling it out there, up in the front in the Alpine. Meanwhile, Action 4, though we can't switch back to a trackside, is catching now 12.4 and looking very solid. Let's go trackside. There's no bias here. It's just good driving right now. From my usual co-commentator. Lap 16 of 36. Johnny Damon leads. We've got to see a pit stop from these guys soon. Trackside's just making up places right now. And man, they've got to have, a 8 lap lead on most of the hards behind them. 6 on trackside. I feel like that's got to be enough. It's time to cover off 4th place.
All right, Drez, I'm back.
How you doing, bro?
Whenever you're ready.
We're going to do a special interview this evening. We've got Reimer's son in the chat. Are you on and live there, bud? How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Dresden.
Well, it's good to hear from you. I hear from Reimer that you're a big F1 fan. Is that true?
Yep, I'm a really big one.
Yeah, that's great to see. And you've been learning how to drive as well, taking after your old man. Is that right?
Yep. My dad's teaching me all the tricks.
Yeah, your dad's got plenty of them. Watching your dad race, one of my favorite things to do on Wednesday nights, let me tell you. Have you been watching the race tonight?
Yeah. I watch a lot.
Yeah. Who's your favorite driver?
In the pro tier or the elite tier?
Well, let's hear both. Pro tier first.
I gotta give it to George Mazda guy.
Hey, shout out to George Mazda guy in the Red Bull. Why do you like George Mazda guy?
'Cause I actually met him in real life. He's a pretty nice guy.
No kidding. Well, there's definitely no bias there. What about elite tier? What do you say?
Elite tier?
Yeah.
Well, besides my dad, I gotta give it to Urban.
Urban, he's fun to watch in the Mercedes, isn't
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. But I would imagine you have some bias for rooting for your dad. Is that right?
Yeah, I root for my dad often.
Oh, I would too. I don't blame you. We're in Brazil tonight. Do you like this track?
Can you repeat?
We're in Brazil tonight. Do you like this track?
Yeah, I like Brazil.
Oh yeah. Do you have a favorite track?
My favorite track, I gotta give it to my home country, Canada.
Canada's a great track. Very dangerous.
Yes, very dangerous.
Yeah, but always gives you an exciting race, doesn't it?
Yep.
Well, what a pleasure to talk to you, and I was excited to meet you, bud. What was your name?
Easton.
Easton. What a pleasure to meet you, and I'm so glad you've been enjoying the races with us.
Pleasure to meet you too, Dresden.
All right, but we'll see you in the future, and man, if you get fast enough, maybe I'll get to commentate one of your races one day. What do you say?
Yep. Over to my dad.
What a great little interview. Man, he's a natural rhymer.
Man, I think I'm gonna lose my job.
Mm-hmm. Man, we have some tryouts. You sign that kid up, okay?
Sounds great.
Well, it was fun. I love that. I love that the families get into it. I was excited to see Comacopa had a bunch of family in here a couple times, and that was just neat to get to see. And I was saying it like these races sometimes. Oh, we're gonna have to get back into the action here soon. Merck and DRL having a really good second place. They are still on the mediums up here, 19 laps in.
Hoping for a late safety car, maybe.
Something. It does feel like if they're going this far on the mediums, you know, with heavy tanks, the hards have got to be in good position.
I mean, the tire dag looking phenomenal. I was thinking 16 to 20 laps on the medium. So we could see those guys pitting any minute.
Yeah, they've got to pit. But here's the thing: this whole second half here, or this middle stint between laps 10 and 20, trackside has been. He started out at 15 second gap, and he's got it down to 7. So this whole time they've been slower than the new hards on these mediums. The crossover point has got to be soon.
20 laps on the mediums. To do 26 on the hards isn't nothing right now. So all these guys that pitted under that VSC are looking good in my eyes.
Yeah, it's got to be a good signal for them. But
like the tire dag is looking low.
Yeah, but it feels like it must have been time to switch over to the hards soon. I mean, you're over halfway done on the mediums. Now there's not a medium to soft strategy here, is there? I mean, is that what we're seeing from Johnny, DRL, and Merck?
I mean, there was some soft players. They got that VSC. They pitted. Good on them. Right now, I think they're a 1-up.
Yeah, I do see that. I feel like they've got to be extending for the softs. When Johnny, DRL, and Merck pit, I feel like they're gonna flip over to the softs. It must. It's the only reason I can think for them to extend this far into this stint. And trackside's gaining like half a second now a lap, almost.
Well, we just seen the sprint, and we know very well they can run them 12 laps, no problem.
So we do have finally one pitter. It's DRL in on lap 22, and it is the softs waiting for him. So he will have to get it done on track.
That's a few more laps.
Yeah,
that's gonna be 15 laps on the soft.
Yeah, that sounds right. 15 on soft. 15 on the soft with the engine tank. So you gotta think it's definitely doable. Merc and Johnny will be in. But what's gonna happen though is they're gonna come out behind Trackside and Tony, who are both on hards right now. So they will have to repass Trackside and the Ferrari of Tony to hold on to.
Oh my goodness, Mazda just making up 3 positions in a spin. Going in for a wing change.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the front of that Red Bull very crippled at the moment. Yeah, see, you can let your son know that he has officially commentator cursed somebody.
The way of the road.
Into the pits. Into the pits, Johnny Damon coming out on the mediums, and so that lets through officially Trackside and Tony now in first and second, and we will have just a race to the finish. Tony has 3.9 behind him and 5.3 to behind Trackside. So Trackside's got almost 9 seconds, a little more than 9 seconds to play with to hold on to this victory. That would be exciting. I would like to see Trackside pull this out, though. The odds are it's going to be tough because these guys are going to be fast on these softs here at the end of this race.
Yeah, good. I don't know the tire dag myself, but I mean those mediums seem great here tonight. Now Trackside taking the lead after the pit stops. Tony following lead. 10 laps to go, but those softs are coming.
And Trackside, this is a very a decisive performance because his pit stop wasn't under the safety car. Trackside waited an extra 2 laps before he went in to get those hards on. Tony benefited from the safety car because he was in that group that did get the pit done under the VSC. And we're watching this gap. We're Action 3 because we're surprisingly spread out here at this stage in the race. So let's sit on Action 3. The question that we have left here for the final 12 laps of this race is, can Johnny Damon get caught back up and find his way back onto the podium?
He's getting caught up. Definitely the delta's dropping. But you know what I want to see? How Tony can defend. I know he's an overtaker. A safety car, my goodness.
Oh man, oh, it's Dan King. Where's that Aston Martin? I don't see the dot.
Now, obviously, top 2 going into the pits, they have to. They're going to lose everything if they don't. They're going to come out third, and I mean, Trackside's still in this fight, so is Tony.
Yeah, I think he's got to.
And they all got younger tires, so this is going to be an epic. This is going to be good.
Man, DRL jiving into the pits to get fresh boots as well. Yeah, man, what a crushing moment for Trackside. That's unfortunate because I really think his best shot was a clean race all the way to the finish. This is a 0-star safety car. I did not want this safety car.
You know what, Dresden? I disagree with you.
Give me your rating.
Because I want to say this is going to be a 5-star for me.
Really?
Because Trackside and Tony were sitting ducks. Now they're going to pop on the softs. And it's going to be battle between the top 5 to the end. And I love it.
So you don't see it, to me it felt, well, I mean, Trackside had a 3-second penalty, and I think that was a bit of an anger weighing down, but just for the on-track battle, Trackside had 9 seconds and 12 laps to defend. You don't think he might have pulled that out?
No way.
No way?
No way.
It
So
would have.
now
I see it as very
we got a
tough
battle.
for sure.
Now we got a battle. Look at Merck taking the risk.
Yeah.
Taking the risk staying on them old softs, but probably only had used ones left.
Yeah, so Merck stays out. He's got 3 laps. He will get some extension in the life of those tires because of the safety car, as you mentioned earlier. But it's 3 brand new shiny tires directly behind him on guys who have been driving very well this evening.
Ooh la la. I love
All
it.
right,
This is crazy, Dresden. How are you not
No,
losing
you're
your
right.
breath?
I'll move it. I'll move it from a 0 star to 1.5 star.
1.5. Okay.
I think I was, because I was intrigued by that, whether or not the Trackside could hold on to that lead he had in hand. Because man, he worked hard to build that lead up in that middle stint when he was on fresh hards and the aging mediums were running their timeout. So that gap he had earned, I think, very fairly.
All right,
I
Drez.
was curious to see if he could hold on to it.
10 laps left. Race prediction. Podium.
Ooh, man. Hard to bet against Johnny. He was quite stellar. I thought in the races I've seen him in, and he's coming off 2 victories from Pro Tier, fresh boots, but he does have our championship points leader in Merck, Trackside, who's been really good tonight, and Tony, who has been surprising. Well, I shouldn't say surprising, but very steady in the Ferrari. He'll have his work done, but I think Johnny's going to pull it out. What about you? What do you think?
I say Ferrari for the win.
Tony Leather. You're going to go for 2nd and 3rd as well?
The Johnny Damon second.
Johnny Damon 2nd.
And Trackside third.
Trackside 3rd. We'll say on track because that 3 seconds, I think, is going to cost him the podium. That penalty time there. Looks like we're going to get the safety car in this lap. Does not appear to be blinking up there on action 3. We'll watch from the Ferrari. No, it's still on.
Yep. We're going to have another round, Dresden. More time to compliment more of these Pro Tier drivers and appreciate all these guys coming out tonight.
Yeah, 17
And
on
like,
grid.
what a
Good racing.
wonderful turnout, and I hope everyone's enjoying well, I don't know what I'm talking about, but Dresden does.
Not really. No, it's been fun, and man, Brazil with Redemption Sprint is definitely an action-packed night, and there was no rain, finally a dry Brazil for me. I feel like I swear the last 2 Brazils I've watched have been wet, and the kind of wet that you didn't want.
So a lot of improvements in the midfield and position change today, which is nice. Always nice to see the midfield making improvements. Not too much position change up front, up to Comacopa, up to 7. Most positions gained tonight.
Yeah, Coma, we haven't caught any of those passes, but up 7, McLaren having a good race.
So, the Boonster out on the hards. Only one. I think the race is about to get on. I'm taking it from Tony in the Ferrari.
Action 3. We will be going. Oh, there's a back marker.
Could be a back marker. Here we go.
Yeah, Tony has to deal with a back marker. It looks like. Or is that trackside?
That's trackside. Yeah, the back marker is in the Red Bull there.
So then trackside just thrown off a little bit. A big separation between him and Merck. Tony is on the hunt. Nice turn. 3-4 from trackside. And already gaining time on Tony. Action 3, this is where the fight.
Absolutely. Don't forget, Tony, great on the brakes, great on exit, great on overtaking. I think just a wonderful debut from him tonight in that Ferrari.
Yeah, very steady, very clean. Definitely fun to watch here. The Pro Tier's got a very strong top
Wow,
five
I
on
guess.
the race.
Fantastic racing tonight.
Trackside with the fastest lap here on the restart. Merckx
And
praying
Bonnet.
the 3 laps on his soft don't make the difference. Trackside hounding him right now. Oh, it looks like we're going to get a send around the outside. Trackside deep on the brakes and is through. Through turn 4, the Haas falls back now in the grips of Tony, who's going to be side by side through 6. Got a wheel in still, but slips back.
Woohoo, let's go.
Run into contact.
Let's go.
It's
I
good.
told you, the battle on. Oh my goodness, we got a battle on our hands tonight, Trez.
Yeah,
On the inside, oh, in a lockup.
Yeah, I thought it was a little contact, but he got just the tiniest bit sideways, and this is, man, I wish trackside didn't have that penalty. I really do. Let's go action 4. It's Johnny watching the 2 fight ahead, and trackside's very grateful that these 3...
Johnny with a wonderful exit. Oh my goodness, double overtake on the straight.
3 wide, but it's deep on the brakes for the Ferrari. Looks like he's gonna lead where the Haas is fighting back, but those 3 extra laps making the difference as Merck falls down to Johnny and Tony are through, and now down the back straight to 4. It's Johnny taking the Ferrari and getting into second place.
All right, now trackside needs to consolidate this lead, keep them out of DRS, keep it steady. And oh my goodness, Tony late on the brakes, wide.
Late, wide, and picked up a penalty. Not a good turn there for the Ferrari driver.
Yes, bad news there, bad news.
Trackside celebrating because now podium looks like it's back on offer.
That's right, just needs to gain another 1.5 seconds and 8 laps. Not a problem if the car is hooked up.
Well,
Tony coming back at Merck though. Late on the brakes.
man, trackside's pace is legitimate. Johnny Damon is slipping back, and it does appear that trackside's race pace here at the end, maybe there might be a chance trackside can win even with that anchor.
DRL racer out of nowhere. Wonderful exit, just picks up 2 down the DRS straight. Wow.
Oh, man.
DRL just on fire tonight.
Looking at the wrong fight there. I was just admiring trackside's race pace.
I'm telling you,
double passes.
he had like easy 20K on those guys. Wow, out of nowhere. DRL on the podium if he can pull out some time.
Now Merck quietly with a clean nose is still looking at a podium as well. Tony out of Ccrl Action 5. Tony having a bad exit out of Ccrl, got a little squirrely the back end, and now suffers as the Haas finds his way in front. Tony back in the fifth, but a sin
Fighting
down
back.
the inside. They're still fighting, but Haas still consolidating here as we head around turn 3. Can the
Rear wing
Ferrari,
open.
it looks like he's far. Yeah, it looks like he's a bit far back. Ooh, man, it actually is a very exciting finish. Let's go action 2. Back up the front, Johnny Damon has stopped falling behind and has started to gain time back on trackside. It's 0.7 seconds inside DRS range. Johnny has a very nice exit here. But still, trackside getting the power down the main street. However, is harvesting. Man, a battle of batteries situation. Everybody down to nothing. We're lap 34 of 36. Trackside leads on track. He's being hounded by the very quick Johnny Damon, and both of them 3 seconds ahead of DRL, who heads up the midfield. Let's go action 5. Tony's trying to get back past the Merck's Haas. And again, we're side by side before turn 6. Just a lot of dangerous looks. In turn 6, that's the place you least want to see people side by side, I think. Tony is through. Let's go action 2. I think Johnny finally fully in position to make this pass. Hugging the inside line is the Alfa Romeo. Oh, and into the back a bit of a shove. I don't think he got over, but it won't matter, will it? Fighting back his trackside. They're side by side through 2, but it's Johnny with the exit. He needs into 3. We go, and now DRS open for trackside. Will we see a repeat of what we saw earlier? Diving down to the inside of 4. No switchback on offer from Johnny. Trackside back.
Woo! Let's go!
It is a very nice back and forth battle between these two at the front.
So it's still looking like a podium for trackside.
Yeah, it looks like second place as long as Johnny keeps his nose clean. Johnny just, all he really needs to do is not pick up another penalty.
I still think Tony's in this fight. Because of trackside's penalty. Tony making ground on DRL with a penalty as well. Well, let's take a look at penalties here.
Unless there's a 6
Oh,
second.
DRL with a big trackside with 6 seconds penalties now.
Oh, that's big. And
Punishing.
down the start finish straight.
Punishing.
Johnny Damon has the lead on track as well. Johnny Damon takes over laps on the final lap. And let's look at those penalties real quick. Oh, it is 6 from, trackside again, fights back into 4. Will he hold on to it though? He was too deep. And still has a nose in, still has a wing in into 6. No, backs out just at the last second. Man, I don't think trackside's gonna mind, second or third place after a fight, after a good race like this.
I agree with you there.
It looks like Merck's going to be on the podium. Johnny is definitely going to be on the podium. Only has to navigate just 2 more turns, really, and this race is going to come to a close.
Merck right now looking like P2.
I think
with all those penalties
Johnny,
ahead.
Tony and Merck.
keeping his nose clean. Copa even benefiting from these penalties.
Big time, actually. Coma across the line now. So the final podium is Johnny Damon, followed by Merck, followed by Tony. Then it's Trackside, who had a brilliant race this evening. DRL comes across in fifth. Bongett holds on to sixth. Good race for the Mercedes. Copa and the Natural. Both McLarens will finish in the points as well. Oh, an exciting debut race, Reimer.
Not bad. Not bad.
A lot of fun. And a lot of really clean back and forth battles. Right? You just can't get enough of that, I don't think.
Yeah, Pro Tier. Way to represent there. Not bad.
Not bad at all. And man, the grid here in Pro Tier has grown a bit. I've missed the past, I think, 7 or 8 races, and man, I must have missed some really good ones because Pro Tier has come along. That was a fun race.
Absolutely. Let's go. I'll tell you what, they keep showing up. I might keep showing up, you know?
Well, you have to. Look, if you're gonna race an elite, you've got to know who's coming. And Damon, Merck, Trackside, Tony, DRL, Coma, I think they should all be in this conversation. And we still have, this was round 9, I think we've got, I want to check it before I say, but I don't even think we're halfway through the season yet. We're definitely not halfway through the season.
Nope, no we're not. We're getting close, but you know, great job to everybody showing up tonight, racing their hearts out. You know, I think everyone that's here is for the same reason. And yeah, Dresden, thanks for joining me in the live, and it was a fantastic night.
Yeah, good first race. I'd love to do it again next week, but
all right. I'm not too familiar with the calendar coming up.
Let's see here. I just brought it up. Hang on. Next race. Oh, I lost it.
Abu Dhabi, baby. Let's go.
So look, Abu Dhabi is always a good race. What we got? We've got oh man, it's Saudi Arabia. After that, Baku. So Brazil and Abu Dhabi always give good races, and Jeddah and Baku, they're going to bring drama. So the next few races look to be pretty interesting.
Yeah, after what I've seen tonight, I think there's a lot of respect on track. You know, shit happens.
Yes, it does. All right, well, we'll close it out here. It was a good time, everybody, and I'm glad we're bringing Pro Tier live to everybody.
Yeah, let's go, guys. Keep up the good work.
We'll see you next week. Night, everybody. I'm assuming you're like completely ready to shut us down from live, right?
Well,
still live.
I mean, I'm ending the broadcast as we speak.